Well, I thought that I would tell you a little story that happened when I was 4. My my mother knew somebody who wanted to get rid of an old bicycle, and so they gave it to my mother for me. Now, at 4 years old, I couldn't even ride a tricycle without falling off. I certainly couldn't have ridden a bicycle. But we walked to wherever it was that in the house where this person had a bicycle. And my mother and aunt went along to study the bicycle, and they set me up on top on the seat, and I was having great fun. Of course, my legs wouldn't even reach the pedals. Now, this was those kind of bikes back in the day that were big and heavy, and I think they had like 26-inch wheels. And so I had a lot of fun riding it. But of course, once I got home and they went in the house, there was no way I could ride that bike. But we had it for years. And then when I was 10, my mother got married to this alcoholic guy who was not very good, but he found out that I had this bike, and he said, okay, you've got to learn to ride it. And it was still kind of too big for me, but I could at least reach the pedals and everything. So he said, look, if you don't learn to ride today, I'm going to get rid of that bike. We lived in an apartment house, and it was just in the way. And so his folks lived on 26 acres out in the country, and they had a long dirt driveway. So I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced the whole day. But by the end of the day, I could ride that bicycle. So I really felt a newfound freedom when I could ride the bike. And I was happy that he had made me learn. And I rode for miles on that bike. I would go down. My grandparents had moved back to Kalamazoo from Florida, and I would ride across Kalamazoo because they lived on the north end and we lived on the south end, and have a lot of times where I would visit them because, of course, they raised me until I was 10, so they were very special to me, especially my grandfather. And so that bicycle I had until I was grown up, and had many good hours on it, many good miles. And when I got to be in my late teens, I say grown up, but I felt like I was grown up, I gave it to the little neighbor girl who lived right next door. And she was so very happy with that bike. So you know, the older things last longer. Nowadays, things just don't last like that. But I thought you'd enjoy that little memory. I hope you did.